Hello. Sorry about a couple minutes late. Hope it doesn't mess up your plans. You ever run into somebody who, they're right, but when they say, it is the most insulting thing in the world if you show up late, that means you have no respect for my time. That's something that a teacher would say. You have no respect for my time. Completely disrespectful for you to be late. It's like, just shut the fuck up. Greg used to do that shit. Just relax. It's not the end of the world, okay? No, it's not like that at all. I'm just last minute. It's not. Please give me a fucking break.
Hey, this is Patriot Nick, and you're listening to the Eric Zane Show podcast, where if you don't like what the host says, he'll threaten to fight you in the streets.
Hey, I'm a girl.
Oh, wait, that's not the right clip.
Guess I have to fight you in the street now.
Oh, there you go.
Yep, there you go.
Now here's your host,
I'll fight you in the street.
Eric Zane.
I don't care where it is. I will fight you in the street.
Welcome. It is Monday, August 30th, 2021. The show comes to you from the Back Alley Comedy Club studio. Back Alley Comedy. I screwed that up already. That's like old. The Baldwin Ace Hardware Fear Bunker Studio. I got one job. This is how it's going to be today. Dumbass. Back Alley isn't even known as Back Alley anymore. It's known as Full House Comedy. Anyway, of course, this is a daily show where I discuss news, nonsense, and my personal adventures each and every day, Monday through Friday. So, yes. How to get the show. Facebook.com/Eric Zane fan page. Like it. Share it. Brought to you by Irvine's Auto Repair, Grand Rapids Hybrid, and EV. Friday, I delivered, we helped my daughter move off to college. I've had a lot of interactions with people who said, well, how are you doing with that? And I'm like, I don't know what people are expecting. You're seeing your kids grow up. I don't know. For some reason, this doesn't get me. Maybe it's because she's not far. Half an hour away, tops. But several people are like, oh, my God, you're empty nesters now. Well, we're not. It's not. Okay. It's a setup where, when they go off to college, the fact that they come home 350 times, it's not the same as suddenly them just leaving and then that's it. And besides, when you get to the point that we're at now with my youngest going off to college, as a parent, you've had it. You are pushed to the maximum. You are like, I love you, but thank God you are gone. Thank God. Now, the little bump in the road here is, not like we didn't have freedoms before to do what we wanted. If you had a baby, yes, I would think that you're like, oh, boy, it's so much more different for people who have young children. Okay. Nothing really changes for us here at the household because of, the dogs and my wife's brother who lives with us for the rest of his life. So we will never be empty nesters where we're sitting here around the house like, what do we do now? I could see that if she went off far away to college and I'm not going to see her again until Christmas, It's not like that at all. So We drive over to the college. Move-in day is it's pretty big, and it's like 100 degrees where we were. In fact, if you were to look at the heat index, that's the okay. In the wintertime, you got wind chill factor. In the summertime, you've got heat index. Heat index calculator. So you take the air temperature, and then you somehow mix in the factors of the humidity, and it will tell you what it feels like. So on Friday, I looked at it, it was 96 degrees with relative humidity 73%. Danger. Heat index temperature 130. So your body responds to the heat like it's 130 degrees. When I was in Utah, in the desert of Utah, at one point it was 113, 114 with, like 3% humidity. It was very, very low. This heat index temperature from Friday is 130. By comparison, I'll even make it generous. In Utah, with the air temperature 113, relative humidity 10%, it will feel like it's 108. You get what I'm saying here? This area, this part of the country with the humidity, we're surrounded by these giant oceans, and my God, the heat and humidity is ridiculous. When I say oceans, I mean the Great Lakes. These freshwater oceans. So it felt like it was 130. I guess in my neck of the woods, there was some canine cop that died, like mid-pursuit. Like some bad guy did something wrong, and the cops told the dog, go get him. And the dog goes chasing after him. This actually happened. And I guess the dog only made it so far. It was so hot, the dog croaked. What the hell? So the move-in day goes like this. I'm right away confused because this college is ridiculously expensive. Any college is expensive, but Jacqueline's college, I thought it was, well, it's kind of like par for the course for similar style colleges in the great state of Michigan. It's, I don't know, roughly $22,000, $23,000 a year at Grand Valley State University. This college here costs $52,000 a year to go to it. Now, Madison is really smart. Just more than a 4.0 after all the, what do you call it? Grade point average things are figured out. She actually graduated with just higher than a 4.0, which at this school, her high school, isn't even the top 25. Isn't that ridiculous? I think they're the top kid graduate like a 9.4 grade point average. I don't know how. I always thought the highest you go is 4.0, but I guess they take these college level courses and they get more points or something like that. So she got a tremendous scholarship. So that's cut in half. I'm not going to sit here and say I'm paying $52,000. Nah, I got to pay about half of that. But whatever, we'll figure it out. No big deal. But my point here is this. I was a little miffed because I find out that there's no air conditioning in the dorms where she has to spend a couple of years. And I'm like, I mean, all this money we're spending that goes into the school per student. Are you telling me that, okay, not only is the facility not air conditioned, but you can't even take a window air conditioner and use it there. It's like a rule, I guess. I guess the idea is torture the children torture the young people in the very. So we walk into this place, and it's a blast furnace, an absolute blast furnace. I'm like, how is this in an effort to like toughen them up, make them study in oppressive conditions, sleeping when it's when a heat index during the day of 130 degrees. And I walk in to the room, and there's a fan in the window sucking the hot air and blowing it into the room. And I'm like, this is unacceptable. The room is much smaller than the room I'm in right now. Two young ladies are in the room. Madison and her very sweet roommate, who it's not going to surprise me if the next time I see Madison or talk to her, she is using the word sick. Because in the 3 minutes that I saw the roommate, the sweet young lady said sick about 350 times. Everything was sick. Oh yeah, hey, look at I brought this TV. Oh, it's sick. You want to go we can go eat lunch in the dining commons? Yeah, sick. So right away that stood out to me. There's no doubt she's going to be using sick, which I don't know if I'm on board with that. It sounds okay. And then it was strange because a very nice roommate comes walking in with 3 people, and I see, I'm guessing, a mom, and then a dude, which I assumed was dad, and a really young-looking lady there as well. And I'm like, sister? I'm not sure what's going on here. Who is this? I guess, or I didn't know who was who. Well, this is one of those deals where I don't know how it happens, but mom was there, and the guy was dad, and the dad is married. So that's the stepmom. And so you have the mom and the stepmom that appear to be like tight, like friendly. I mean, more than friendly, just like almost like pals. And I'm like, this is ridiculous. This does not happen this way. You guys are doing it right. Whatever it is you're doing, you are really doing it right. So, okay. And I was just taken back by the amount of heat. And now it's up to me. You have the bed. The bed is, it's a loft. And it's, there's a couple things you got to do to make it happen. So I had to, I needed some muscle. I had to call somebody who's a stranger to help me get this bed up. And then you set up the freaking loft. And doing that is a very minimal amount of work. And I am pouring sweat, like slob. Just finished a Ironman distance triathlon. I mean, and then Madison, where I'm getting impatient for whatever reason, probably because it's 130 degrees out, and we're spending all this money to have the child tortured in this hot box. I mean, my God. It was like a concentration camp train. It was like last train to Auschwitz inside of here. That type of heat. And she's just happy to be there. And she's like, "Oh, it's not so bad." I'm like, "Oh, you are not gonna feel that way when you're trying to sleep. It's ooh." And I go, "Okay, so hey, I need to use the bathroom." And then it dawns on me. She goes, "Okay, yeah, this is Madison. This is the all-girls floor. So you have to go downstairs to the all-boys floor and then go all the way down, and that's the bathroom." I go, "So you don't have a bathroom in this room?" She goes, "No." Oh, my God. For Jackie's college. One student has one room. Jackie would have the other. There's a common kitchen area and a bathroom. A dorm. Half the price. So I'm like, whoa, okay. So to use, they have to shower, common shower area, brush your teeth, take a dump, common toilet area. God, what is going on? What? So I don't know about that. No AC. Common restroom area. I'm just hoping that the food is good. It like I said, so damn hot here. I had an event that I had to host on Saturday. I don't know if any of you saw this. I posted a link for it. I haven't gotten up the energy to look at it yet. But the local zoo, it's called John Ball Zoo. This dude named John Ball, like Mike Ball. I don't know. I don't know why the hell he's honored there, but there's a zoo named after him. It's not a bad zoo, actually. I kind of got bummed out a little bit again watching the animals. I'm just triggered when I see them. Like, oh god, I'm just freaking bored. But all right, I'm working with Gift of Life Michigan, and they're doing a virtual type of show, I guess, that I am hosting. And Allison from Gift of Life is with me. And again, Saturday is just as bad as Friday. Oh, in the shade, I'm just dying. And the people that are putting this virtual event on are standing in the baking sun. And I'm like, why don't you guys get in the shade? But for some reason, they didn't. And I'm like watching these people roast. It was so damn uncomfortable. And I had to host this thing. And there was all sorts of technical glitches that I think went down because the idea was I host. Hey, welcome in. We're talking Gift of Life, organ donation. We're here at the zoo. We're giving away zoo freebies. If you answer, and then you get onto an app and you answer trivia questions. So it was, interactive type of thing. And then Allison would then go off and get a tour of the zoo for the people to watch a damn thing. And then all of a sudden, everything goes kablooey. She's panicking because there's like a lull in all of this. But I'm like, relax. This is the best part. And then they come in. Allison comes back, and we're having all sorts of technical issues. So I have to do it. I have to almost ad lib and do it. Think on my feet. And poor Allison is thinking this is panic time, and I'm like, no. This is what they're here for. They want to see these awkward moments where we're struggling. This is absolutely perfect. So I posted a link to that if you want to see it. I'll also include it in the show notes of this podcast. I didn't say F or anything like that. I don't know why I abbreviated that. But it was apparently very, very awkward and fun. That's my favorite. When the things go awkward, that to me is the best part. Stand by, I need water. Paintball last night. Wow. We set an absolute record. It wasn't even close. We had nearly 40 people playing paintball, and that was with cancellations. If Kevin Kuiper showed up, Tyler showed up. I think there was a couple other people that were supposed to be there, could not make it. We would have been well past 40. And so, my God, it was awesome. Dale brought I think 15 to 20 people. We had Kyle from Dumpster Divers was there. Sarah Rookruck Roosh. And man, it was great. So, we had all of these people, and when you do paintball with that many people, we had two teams divided on, we had one giant team on one side, one giant team on the other side. And my God, was it awesome. Oh, Jesus, you have got to join us for this next time. We don't have a date set yet, but it was an absolute hit with that many people. So just a great time. Thanks to everybody who came out for that. And thanks for the paintball scholarships. Jason Mays, Terry, and Adam Knapp all paid for paintball for people. So thank you for that. That was awesome. I was super busy. That was on Sunday. On Saturday, after the zoo thing, I drove. This is ridiculous. The weekends no longer are they just, I mean, I would love the weekend to just be relax. Maybe do something around the house that my wife has been dying for me to do. But not the case this weekend with that zoo event. And then I got done with the zoo event. I immediately go to Chicago because Carl from Who Are These Podcasts is hosting his live show. And, that's really awesome that he was able to do that. Get people who listen to his show all around the country. Close to 200 people were there. And I can't stress enough how, I always give Carl credit for starting something from the ground up because, like when I started my podcast, I had a number of people in my footprint, if you will, who I knew would be there for me. And you still are to this day. And like Anthony Cumia from Compound Media, when he started, he had a vast number of people that would immediately subscribe to what he did. Carl was just a guy. And through, I don't know how the hell, I mean, you just put out something that's fun and easy to listen to and enjoyable, people will find it. And over time, they have. Carl's show has taken off. So he's like, all right, I'm going to do my first ever live show. And what's important to note about this is, in addition to himself being well-known with his show, he has taken all these other people who are from different walks of life, who are not like comics. They're not radio people. And they have shined as personalities who have become household names to listeners of the show. So I love that. And as you all know, the history of me being on it, I was first ripped a new asshole on that show. And then at that same time, kind of like became pals with Carl. So it's like, I want to support the show. I want to go. Now, when I talk about the people that were there that have become household names, there's one person in particular who goes by the name of Crippled Jesus, or CJ. And the first time that I was on Who Are These Podcasts, when I actually hosted, Crippled Jesus, who is known for extremely quick wit and biting, roasting style of criticism. Nothing is favorable, okay? Everything that he comments on, he's got a shitty comment about it. Crippled Jesus. He even hosts his own podcast. And, a little bit of background on Crippled Jesus. He has cerebral palsy. So it has affected just about everything on him. And I've never laid eyes on him in my life. I've only heard him speak. And so he sounds he's very noticeable when he speaks. In fact, he's clear when he speaks, but it has a certain quality that it just sounds, his voice sounds really palsified, if you will. So he's like, hey, Carl, I hate that fucking Eric Zane. I'm going to the titty bar. He's talking about he's always going to titty bars, and he does. And he's a degenerate gambler. Whatever money he makes, he spends it on casinos. So essentially, he's a fucking dreg of humanity in a wheelchair. And I actually played the clip of him after I was on Who Are These Podcasts the first time. He says, Eric Zane fucking sucked. Don't bring him back. And he's, that's his style. That's what so I laughed hysterically at that. Some of you were like, I hate Crippled Jesus. Like, no, you love Crippled Jesus. He's funny. This all comes up because I was outside of the venue as they're wrapping up the show. And which, by the way, Carl knew I was there, and I was with Brandon from the Drew and Mike podcast, and we had stepped out of the venue to talk shop. And I guess Carl goes, hey, as we wrap up, we've had all these great moments here with all the fun people that we've introduced to you all. It's been great. Also in attendance, our pals Brandon from the Drew and Mike Show and Eric Zane. Where are you guys at? And everybody's like, wait, what? So we weren't even in there. Totally left him hanging. And then afterwards, I go, Carl, how you doing? He goes, I fucking called you. Where were you? Uh-oh. So I'm outside of the venue with Brandon. And then the door opens. And, all right, I see a wheelchair. It's Crippled Jesus, but I don't know it at the time, is trying to get out. And one of the legs is in a cast. The other leg is in one of those fucking Forrest Gump braces. They're the type of legs you would see from someone who, hasn't had any muscle stimulation to the leg and, life. And I tell you what, cerebral palsy is a fucking disaster. It converts normal bodies into just, it's so hideous to me. If I understand correctly, I think oxygen flow to the brain in the womb or maybe during birth gets restricted, and that causes an unbelievable amount of damage, and you get this moments when I'm seeing palsy legs come flying out of the door in a chair. Now, it turns out that the venue, we had a great opportunity here for Crippled Jesus, to go flying out of the chair and then sue the venue in Lombard, Illinois, because he gets like 1/3 of his legs out while he's in the chair, and the chair gets stuck. And so we can't really see his whole body, Brandon and me. We just see the feet in the chair. Oh, fuck. And we're not even sure who it is at this point. We just know it's somebody struggling. And then the chair disappears. Dude backs it up, and dude is going to, try it again. And so he gets up a little more speed. And it's stuck. And you can actually hear the wheels spinning. And then we're smelling hot rubber. He's actually doing like a brake torque in the fucking chair. And someone goes, I don't know, man. Try it again. So backs it up. Same thing. And he's like, oh my God, I can't put this fucking thing in bucket. And then finally, we go, all right, we got to help this fuck. Open up the door. And we go, hey, man, you mind if we help you? And he doesn't say anything. We're like, well, fuck it. Fuck you. I don't give a shit. We actually lift the fucking chair. And then it dawns on me, it's Crippled Jesus. And I go, hey, you're CJ. He goes, yeah. I go, Eric Zane, how are you? He puts up a palsy hand and he fist bumps me. And I look at him. I go, my God, you are fucked up. And he goes, yeah, man. And so this is the conversation. And look, this dude is awesome. I love him so much. His spirit. Some guy comes up and he goes, hey, man, can I get a picture? He's become a celebrity, Crippled Jesus. And Crippled Jesus, a one-day-old baby would have had a better chance writing something that's legible or readable than Crippled Jesus, because they like stuff the Sharpie in his hand, and it's like, he can't do it. And they all they did was held the thing that they wanted him to sign in front of him, and then he kind of touched the felt of the Sharpie to what it was and just kind of started to wiggle everywhere. And it just kind of made a fucking scribble scrabble all over the thing. He goes, there you go. That's the best you're going to fucking get. And wow. This dude, okay. I don't know. It's just a ridiculous scenario for a person to live through. I give anybody, it always seems like the people who have cerebral palsy are the ones that are the most together in the brain. And granted, he's a degenerate gambler, but he's a great spirit. And I give, if that were me, okay, I guess my point is, I don't know how people who have that type of a hand dealt to them. I mean, how do you fucking keep it together? I would think that they would be mentally just a big fucking disaster. But yet here he is going out to the fucking show, having a great time. He's probably going to go to the titty bar and go gamble. I would be doing nothing like that. Johnny Agar, another great example. I don't think he goes to titty bars or gambles, but he is absolutely a go-getter. So I give these people credit. In fact, Crippled Jesus makes Johnny Agar look like the fastest man in the world. Okay, he has it. Okay, he is cerebral palsy times 10. It's like baby Jesus was like, I'm going to give you the world's most cerebral palsied person, and then here you go. It's holy shit. If Stephen Hawking were alive today and in the same room as Crippled Jesus, he would be like, you poor thing. You are really fucked up. So then I had a really stupid conversation with him. And then because he's, like I said, he's really has a great sense of humor about the fact that he's completely fucked. And then so I'm looking at him and I go, for as fucked up as your body is, I have to give you credit because your face and most specifically, your teeth are in very, very good order. And then he goes, I take my personal hygiene very seriously, Eric. And I go, well, yeah, I can tell. I mean, if it wasn't for your body, I mean, you look like if fucking Eric Clapton's son survived the fall. That's what you look like. But your face and your teeth are remarkably nice. You are a nice looking young man from the neck up. So I am impressed. I am impressed with that. And he goes, oh yeah, that's very important to me. I go, all right, well, look, we have to do shows together. For sure, I've been waiting. Just DM me and we'll do it. I go, all right, you can count on it. Here, B says, I was born with cerebral palsy due to the umbilical cord being wrapped around my neck, but it had lesser effects. Oh, my God. I don't know. I think I'm getting a strong reaction for the Clapton's kid joke. Come on. Looked like Nick liked it. A bit too far, Eric. Kate in Jersey. A bit too far, Eric, with the Clapton baby joke. It's never too far. That was a perfect joke. So there you go. That was the extent of and the show was great. The show was just fantastic. You ever heard of I don't know if you heard of Dr. Steve from Sirius XM. Strong talent. A lot of people listen to his show. He was there. I took a picture of Carl and me and him, posted it, and then had to drive all the way back home. Kent says he loves the Clapton baby joke. Kyle says the fun police are here. Andrea says the Clapton baby joke, it was gold. Yeah, Kate. What the hell, man? Loosen up a little bit. It's not like it's not like I'm happy that there was a dead baby in the world. Jesus. That was a good joke. Speaking of Andrea's sweet mother, Marcia, was at paintball yesterday. Now, she did not play paintball. She was kind of like hanging out with her granddaughter. And and grandson, but the granddaughter wasn't playing paintball. But so Andrea's out there, and Andrea is out there wearing a freaking blouse, a tank top blouse. I have like 3 shirts on, sweating my ass off. She's out there getting shot. The paintballs on her bare skin. If there was ever an example of her being just a shit kicker and a hell of a lot tougher than your old pal Eric Zane, it's that right there. What the hell was I going to say about that? Oh, and then so the paintball. There's a device. It's a apparatus that you can put on your belt that holds more paint, and it is it's kind of like this water bottle here. All right, it's probably about 14 inches long and giant round. Okay, and Marcia, as I'm getting ready to leave and get in the truck, she comes walking up and she goes, "Hey, Eric." I go, "Hey, Marcia, it was good seeing you again, my dear. It's always a pleasure." I'm just saying stuff you would say to a lady who's a mom of one of the Zaniacs. And she's holding this thing, and she implies that she is going to use it as a dildo. Like she says, "Oh, this is gonna be fun. This is gonna be great. I wonder what we're gonna do with this when we get home." And I'm like, "What the fuck is going on here?" And I go, "Yeah, that's something. It is very you've heard about the phrase apple falling not falling far from the tree." And Kenny says, "Why does the Marcia impression sound like crippled Jesus?" I don't know. And son-in-law Jason says, "Mother-in-law description accurate as fuck." She is implying to me that tube that holds paintballs is going to be inside of her vagina. And I'm like, what? Come on. And that's a perfect example of what Jason married into. And Andrea, the mom, they're like one and the same. Whew. So a lot happened on that amazing weekend. It was great fun. And like I said, I drove all the way home from Chicago. I got home about 1:30 in the morning. That slept into Sunday. The blondes came over, all of Diana's friends. Had to get up, and she says, "Okay, I got 2 things I need you to do today. I need you to help me in the backyard so that I can look presentable for my friends coming over. We're gonna have a little party in the backyard, and then I need you to shave my brother-in-law's head, or her brother, the NFK." And I go, "Man." Now, this happens once every 3 months that I gotta shave his head and give him a haircut. And a lot has changed since the last time. Last time he was not taking a shower at all. So we had I'm not in the mood to get overly gross with you, but I'm gonna tell you that I won't, but then I probably will. The concern is the dermatitis issue on his scalp, which has led to some numerous stomach-turning visuals while shaving his head. So I am still traumatized from those moments. If it were just the clippers going over his head and then his hair harmlessly falling off, that would be one thing. But the Clippers working at a certain type of, speed and bit of power suddenly bogging down. I mean, like you ever the grass gets a little too long in the back or the front yard and the lawnmower just loses power dramatically because of the volume of grass. Well, okay. Replace grass with large patches of wet flesh. Remember when I said I wasn't going to get gross? That's all out the window. Yes. So that's what happens. Large chunks of wet scalp meat get stuck in the clippers, revealing struggling to breathe, healthy pink skin. His head looks like when Deadpool has no mask on after the haircut. It's just like it's like red lights on his head. So the trauma is still there. So I said, all right, I'll get those done. And then I had no intention of doing the haircut, none. And then she said, are you going to cut his hair? And I said, no, not today. So I think I'll just, wait until somebody says it again. I'm like a little kid when it comes to having to do this. I keep wanting to put it off. However, since we added baths to the list of things he needs to do, showers, that may have helped. But I can't say how well he does at actually getting the job done. We shall see. I am hoping that when we finally convince him to bathe once every 2 days, which he has been doing, it will slowly make that issue go away. I'm getting a lot of reactions to his scalp looking like Deadpool's. Wet scalp meat. Good God. Absolutely terrible. Nick writes, when acronyms collide, NFK meets PTSD. Amanda says she is ignoring the NFK story. I don't blame you. So that is on my horizon, and I'm not happy about it at all. Hey, I've got T-shirts available. Eric at ericzaneshow.com. Click on merch. If you want to support the Eric Zane Show podcast by wearing something, it's all there. 9 different styles choose from. 23, I think, different color schemes, short sleeve, long sleeve, tank tops, ladies' cuts, kids, you name it, and a number of other products as well. ericzaneshow.com. As the open in the live stream, in addition to being brought to you by Irvine's, is brought to you by Blue Frost IT. They're bringing you the Periscope video on Twitter. BlueFrostIT.com. A YouTube video brought to you by My Policy Shop Insurance, Frank Fuss. That is YouTube.com. Search Eric Zane Show. Hit the bell notification. Thumbs up sign. Off you go. All right. I just realized one particular thing I am not prepared for. And I think I am in trouble if I don't do it right. All right. Mm-hmm. Just had a bad feeling. My friends over at Affordable Limousine are welcoming you, or are saying, look, they are part of the show now. Affordable Limousine. How often have I been talking about Affordable Limousine on the Eric Zane Show podcast? Finally, Affordable Limousine and the show have met officially. Now, first order of business. They need CDL drivers at Affordable Limousine. And I can't stress enough how great of a place this is to work. They're looking for part-time and full-time drivers. And when I say full-time, if you wanted to, because you have your CDL, you could be driving in no time. All right? This is not a process where you're sitting there waiting to get on the road. And, man, there are so many different things that you can drive. You can be driving for school events, university sports, not to mention entertainment venues. It could be weddings, could be party buses, whatever you think, whatever you want to do, you can do it. And I'll just tell you from experience, this is an amazing job, okay? The people that are the clients of Affordable Limousine are spending a lot of great hard-earned dollars to have an amazing time. So your job, first and foremost, keep them safe. And you have the training to do that. That is part of the job. And then, of course, they have a great time. And you know what they do? Because they have so much fun, they give you enormous tips. All right? You can make a hell of a living driving for Affordable Limousine. If you have your CDL, this is what I want you to do. There is a link right at ericzaneshow.com in the top sponsor scroll where you click where it says Affordable Limousine. That will take you to where you are going to go and then put your information in. Yeah, hey, I want to work for Affordable Limousine. If you are in West Michigan and you have a CDL, this is what you need to do. Maybe you want to work just part-time hours. That's fine, too. One of the beauties, the amazing things about Affordable Limousine with me driving is like when they want me to work, they just say, hey, can you take this job coming up in 6 days on this date for this period of time? And I'm like, yes or no. That's it. Okay. They have so many different drivers at their disposal that it's not like you can feel the pressure. You work when you want to work. Okay. It's that simple. So what I'm telling you is if you have a CDL, you should think about driving for Affordable Limousine. It's a great place to work. Take it from me. I drive for them. You should be driving for Affordable Limousine. So if you have a CDL, maybe you're a bus driver with a packed bus full of kids screaming at you, man, forget that. Okay, that's some high-end stress right there. You need to be driving for Affordable Limousine. So reach out to them. Again, the website is right on mine. Go to ericzaneshow.com, click on the Affordable Limousine logo. It'll take you right to the spot where you need to go to let them know that, hey, I'm interested in working for you. You'll be hearing a lot from Affordable Limousine. Thanks to them for being on board with this show. I mentioned my pal, Frank Fuss, My Policy Shop Insurance, mypolicyshop.com. I am in a changing scenario right here, so I can tell you exactly how it's going. Diana has workplace insurance that is going to kick in November. Currently, I buy my insurance from Obamacare, the marketplace. Okay, now this gets weird because according to the marketplace, I cannot have this insurance from the marketplace if Diana gets it from her employer. That's the way it's set up. It's just one of those things. So I have to figure that out. Do I have to do it? No. Frank does it for me. This is what I've been talking about. Buyinsurancehere.com. Frank takes care of everything. He is a licensed insurance agent for any type of insurance. You cannot go wrong if you pick this guy's brain. And this is all a free service. You don't have to pay Frank for this. If you or a loved one is getting ready to go sign up for Medicare in the next 6 months, you need to call upon Frank. He can help you navigate all of that and perhaps even put you into a supplemental policy if Medicare doesn't cover everything that you need for your current scenario. Buyinsurancehere.com. All right. Just had a thought. So, how many times have I talked on this show about Jocko Willink, the retired Navy SEAL, and his good speech? Every so often, I watch it, and I want to run through a wall. Let's see here, Jocko Willink.
The Washington Post reports CIA Director William Burns secretly met with the Taliban's leader in Kabul yesterday, the highest level face-to-face encounter between the Taliban and the Biden administration since the militants seized Kabul. But one decorated Navy SEAL going viral with the message that he would deliver if he were President Biden. Listen.
The next 48 hours, America will be in control of most major airports in Afghanistan. Any resistance we meet from the Taliban or otherwise when we seize these airports will be destroyed completely and without mercy. Any person that interferes with these operations will be killed.
We bring in Jocko Willink, the man you saw there, the man you see this morning. He's a friend of our shows, retired Navy SEAL, recipient of the Silver Star, the Bronze Star, former commander of Navy SEAL Team 3. Good morning to you, Jocko. Thanks for joining us.
Hi, Ainsley. Thanks for having me on.
You're welcome. I watched the whole thing yesterday on Instagram. Powerful message. Why did you feel the need to do that?
Well, I just felt that no one was making any statements, taking ownership of the situation that was happening. And if there's no one that's actually taking ownership, how's that problem going to get solved?
And if you could sit down with Joe Biden, what else would you say to him? How would you tell him to rescue our Americans that are over there?
Well, listen, the thing is, you can't make excuses. And we've heard a lot of excuses from the president at this point, that this would have happened with any withdrawal plan, or the president of Afghanistan run away, or I was just following through with the deal from the last administration. And all those are just excuses and placing blame on other people. The plan was a failure. Explain what went wrong, take ownership of what went wrong, and then come up with a plan on how to fix it. That's what
I love about Jocko, because while he's saying what is, he's also not like over the top. He's saying just own it and then figure it out. I mean, come up with something. I like
he needs to do.
What was your reaction when you heard Jen Psaki say that Americans are not stranded over there?
I don't believe it. I mean, there's 10,000 people on the ground. The Taliban's running around. There's ISIS. There's Al-Qaeda operatives. That's not true as far as I can tell.
Yeah, we Fox and Friends First, Jillian and Carly, they interviewed Fatima, which is she's an American government worker. Her daughter is here in America. She has a hard time talking to her daughter over the phone because her daughter is scared she's not going to make it home. The mom is terrified, and she says she is stranded. Listen to this.
This is a chaos. We are kind of back to square one. People are going to be left here for Taliban again. I am afraid for my life, that I don't know how things are going to go. But I really need our president to really consider this serious. We are in danger. Mr. President. Please help us.
Jocko, that's heartbreaking. It has to be frustrating for our troops here in America that are ready to go, that want to go and rescue these Americans. Are you talking to some of them and hearing that message?
Yeah, it's exactly what you said. First of all, yes, it's absolutely sickening to hear that. And second of all, yes, American troops are ready to go and ready to do what is needed to keep those people safe.
This is what we talked about last week. Remember, I said we need to re-invade, like actually go back and start all over and, assert some type of position. And why is that not even being considered? I don't understand that.
And what was your reaction when you heard that the CIA director met face to face with the Taliban leader?
I can tell you that this is not progress. This is not progress. We should not negotiate with terrorists. It's not what we do.
I do want to get to the good guys that are there on the ground. We have
now, to be fair, Trump did in fact do that exact thing.
American service members that are doing wonderful things. These images circulated and have been circulating on social media over the last few days. There was an image of our servicemen and women that were feeding or pouring water from water bottles into the mouths of the babes that were there waiting to get on planes and trying to hopefully get out of there and be saved. There are videos of our men and women that are lifting babies over the walls and helping out the adults as well. You guys are heroes. What's your message to them?
Well, seeing soldiers and Marines behave like that is no surprise at all to me. This is how they are trained. This is how they're expected to behave. These are the values that they live by. And not to mention, these soldiers and Marines, these are brothers and sisters and mothers and fathers and sons and daughters themselves. These warriors that we see, they are human beings as well, and they take their humanity with them onto the battlefield. And their mission there is to help the friendly civilians. And that's exactly what they're going to do. They're going to execute their mission.
Yeah, Jocko, I'm watching them drink this water that's clean. And I was reading this morning, so many of the children are malnourished over there. There's fecal matter that's found in their water, which obviously is not healthy for these children. Why do you serve? Is it to do things like that, to help other people that are innocent?
Well, that's why people in the U.S. military serve, is to try and help people that can't help themselves. God
bless you, Jocko. Thank you so much.
I love that guy. My God, the idea that when these, of course, the American citizens that need to get out of there, but just the Afghan citizens who, let's say, for the past 20 years had, built a business, started a life. Maybe somebody, when the U.S. kicked the Taliban out, was 17 years old with all sorts of aspirations, and that person is now 37 years old, and now no matter what they have is, and I'm giving you a hypothetical, but this is what's happening, just had to, with clothes on their back, get on an airplane, land somewhere in the U.S. You don't imagine this. Imagine you in your home here in the U.S., this type of oppression was, and we had to go fly away to some other country. I cannot imagine. That is so impossible to wrap your mind around. And I don't know, it's really bothering to me to know that in all of these pitched battles that have taken place in 20 years, and all of those women and men who have been killed to do this, with a Thanos snap of the finger, all of a sudden, the Taliban just walks in. It's like, it just seems to me like, knowing that they were still there, I almost wish we had announced that we were going to leave, and then that was not at all what we were intending to do, and let all these fucking cockroaches come out, and then, that was all a ruse, and actually our plan was to get them all out of the open and then blow them all the fuck up and then see what happens, because you're not supposed to reemerge 20 years later and be stronger. So this whole thing is horrible. Absolutely horrible. Tom says they're so afraid to send in more troops to secure the situation and protect the troops that he did send. Man, very, very bad. Some of you are saying, like, well, we should have never been there in the first place. Well, that's fucking irrelevant. We are there, and the problem still persists. Speaking of, and by the way, another rocket attack, a big time rocket attack happened at the airport today. It's just kind of like they're sitting ducks there. Another big story going on around the world, and especially here in the U.S., is this hurricane that just blew in and has obliterated Louisiana. New Orleans has no power. The levees have held. The storm surge was so strong, it changed the direction of the Mississippi River. This was 7 miles. The winds were 7 miles an hour under what would be a Category 5 landfall. I don't even know what the fuck they named this one. Hurricane Ida? I don't know. Well, anyway, So it's here, and it's now making its way in, and it's going to dump a ton of rain. It's going to go up through the folks in East Tennessee are going to get hammered, and then it's going to curve even more to the right. The East Coast is going to get nicked with a lot of rain. And speaking of not amazing to live in that type of environment, talking about people in Afghanistan, I don't get the constant specter of knowing that every year at about this time, you could have a life-changing hurricane blow in and destroy everything that you have worked for, because the scenes on TV are roofs getting blown off and cars underwater and people hiding on the roofs or on the roofs of their house saying, help me. That's all. And I just, how is it that we set up shop there so long ago? Why these places of the U.S. along coasts and in the South, those should be uninhabited, similar to like the cold regions of like northern Canada, the Arctic. Everybody should live in like one area of the U.S. I find it remarkable that we ever gravitated towards coastal cities way back when the country was even beginning. I mean, wasn't there at least one person who said, I don't know if it's great of an idea to build the community right on the ocean. We might want, even if it's just 25 miles in, that's going to make a big difference. No, let's build the city, the community right on the edge of the country. And now some of our biggest cities are there, and every year it's the same fucking thing. Aram says, we need ports for trade. All right, we don't have to fucking live there. Adam says, yeah, but there's a breeze and it's pretty. And then these homes, these businesses are destroyed, and then somehow people say, I love it here. It's great. I'm going to spend the next 9 months rebuilding just in time for the next monster hurricane. I've gone down this road before. I'll say it again. If you do not live in Michigan, dare I say Ohio, Indiana, Wisconsin, I'll even throw the Northeast into there. You don't get hit by that much terrible weather. The Northeast is fine. As far south as I'm on the fence about Tennessee. Tennessee, yeah, I'll put you in there. That's the habitable zone. To the west, we can go to Colorado, and north of that, the United States should be Colorado to the north, straight up to the north, and then that area east to the northeast. Everything else is uninhabitable. You cannot live in those places. We don't get any desperately terrible weather that will kill you. Outside of the occasional snowflake, and you have to shovel your driveway, that is the only inconvenience you will have to do. Worry about. Nick says, yeah, tell that to the ice storm of 98. No, you just told me, you dumb fuck. 1998. You know how long ago that is? That's what? 23 years ago? Yeah. If you have 23 years in between incidents, that's good. It's not supposed to happen every 9-10 months. Come on. So people dealing with that. I talked about Afghanistan, and I need to tell this story too. There is it's a group of like 4 guys. The Afghan heavy metal band. What the hell are they called again? Red Salmon or something like that? There is a Afghani heavy metal band that they are hiding out because you should not be playing that type of music in Afghanistan. And the Taliban is going to find the band and kill them. The article talks about time is running out. We are under threat. That's how one Afghan musician described it, as the window of opportunity to leave the country narrowed. Apparently, the top of the hit list for the Taliban is this one heavy metal band. There's like only one in all of Afghanistan. The Taliban long considered music a corrupting influence. Music was banned when the Taliban came to power in 1996. They actually had an instrument-destroying party in Afghanistan. They said, all right, bring them out. All right, you got 1 hour. I want to see drum kits. I want to see bass guitar. I want to see guitars, amps. We're destroying it all. And if you were found with any music, you were punished. 2001 comes around. Taliban's out. Music starts to reestablish itself in the lives of people in Afghanistan. Now the musicians are hiding. We've been playing for years in Kabul with much freedom, still very discreetly due to the Taliban's threat to musicians, said one of the members of the band Rig Veda. That is Afghanistan's only heavy metal band. A 3-piece metal act from Kabul. They have now removed their Facebook page after they received a threatening message from a member of the Taliban. Quote, they say it's satanic music and that we follow Western culture. But we are just promoting arts and music and freedom of expression, and we are not trying to harm anyone's culture. I believe that. A second Afghan artist who makes music with a heavy social commentary element had a similar experience. So they're going to die. They will be killed. One Afghani named Travis Beard, of course, saw the once vibrant contemporary music scene in Afghanistan up close. He talks about how it was growing and expanding, expatriates showing up and kind of changing the culture. So this particular band is the one that is in the crosshairs. Rig Veda, 3-piece heavy metal act. So let me just say, as they are hiding out, that we as listeners must support the Taliban in rooting out Rig Veda as quickly as possible. Well, and all for the greater good of the rest of the planet. No one should be hearing Rig Veda. And out of all the terrible things that the Taliban has done, I fully support them finding these people and killing them. That's I can't even keep a straight face. Oh, fuck. Well, I figured I would be able to keep that going for about the amount of time that I did. No, I don't really want Rig Veda murdered, but they are. I don't. I mean, seriously, they're trying to get out, but it remains to be seen if they ever will. Okay, it is about an hour and 10 minutes into this thing, and boy, do I gotta pee. So we're gonna do it. You're not. I am. So sit tight, and I will be back right after this. down. Hang on, I got to drink some water. All right. Bleeding Heart Brian sent me a story. And he had a bit of a snarky comment when he sent it along. It was directed at Red State Dirk, who has separated himself to some degree. Him and I were going back and forth on various things, COVID related, and I think I broke his heart or something, and he it got so like weird that I don't know. I think we might have lost him. I think he still pays attention to the show, but he doesn't comment, nor does he email anymore or text. So I think I might have pushed him over the edge because half the time I'm screwing around. And, it's nothing's ever too serious, in my opinion. And I think I pushed him too far. And a lot of it centered around that fucking dummy in Nashville, the radio guy, who died of COVID. And when he was on his deathbed, he was like, "Oh, I wish I hadn't been so cavalier in my opinions about COVID. You go get vaccinated. Go get vaccinated." He was that guy. Well, the problem was, in Dirk's mind, I was mischaracterizing him. I was like, "Oh God, he's not at all about that. He's not an anti-vaxxer." And I'm like, "Well, I mean, you can call him what you want, but he's an anti-vaxxer." "No, he's not." No, I go, "Well, is he dead?" "Yeah." "Did he have the vaccine?" "No." "Well, then he's an anti-vaxxer." "No, he's not." So that's how it went, round and round. So Bleeding Heart Brian writes with a snarky comment, "Hey, don't mischaracterize this radio guy too. Dirk will cry." There you go. I probably just pushed him away for another 10 months. Amazingly, COVID is extremely efficient at killing anti-vax radio guys because another one is dead. Oh my God. A conservative radio host from Florida has passed away. Mark, it's either Bernier or Bernier from WNDB. He is an anti-vaxxer. He got COVID. It took about 3 weeks to kill him. That's about the amount of time. It's a very slow, disgustingly painful death when you're all alone and you're just like, I equate a COVID death, which I watched. I actually watched my mother take her last breath. It sounds horrible, but just so you have a little bit of context, it's like when you see a fish lying on a deck where you're fishing and it's struggling to breathe, and slowly it slows down over time as breaths get more shallow and more shallow, and then suddenly the fish is dead. That's what COVID's doing. It's similar to that. And I say that descriptive so that you'll get an idea of what you're very possibly in store for if you don't get this vaccine. This guy, though, it's like, well, hey, hi, you better be careful characterizing him as anti-vax. You better be sure. Okay. He called himself, Mark Bernier, Mr. Anti-Vax. Mr. Anti-Vax. Now, Mr. Anti-Vax, Mark Bernier, is now dead. If, again, you have a family member if one of Mark Bernier's family members is probably like, doesn't like the fact that he was anti-vax. It's probably like, I really think you should get the, no, fucking, I'm Mr. Anti-vax. Are you kidding me? I can't do that. I would be so pissed off. That's why, with my brother Mike, he won't get it. And then I said to him the same thing I told you. I go, oh, and he explained to me why. I go, look, dude, if you do get it and it kills you, I'm going to burn your fucking house down. Okay? I'll be so fucking pissed off at you. The statement from the radio station WNDB. It's with great sadness that WNDB and Southern Stone Communication announces the passing of Mark Bernier, who informed and entertained listeners on WNDB for over 30 years. We kindly ask that privacy is given to Mark's family during this time of grief. That's a horrible statement. They need to start over with the statement and just say what it is. It's with great sadness that WNDB and Southern Stone Communications announced that this stupid bastard Mark Bernier is dead. And then where it says who informed and entertained listeners, it should say who misinformed and entertained listeners while polarizing them and making them vulnerable to COVID with this stupid anti-vax propaganda for over 30 years. That's what it should say. Bernier was hospitalized with COVID-19 3 weeks ago. Operations manager Mark McKinney said, hey, if you've listened to him, you've heard him talk about how anti-vaccine he is on the air. If I had a radio station and I had a stupid fuck who was doing that, I would fire him for that. In December, Bernier told a guest, I'm not taking that. Are you kidding me? He actually said, I'm Mr. Anti-Vax. Jeepers. Shit. The Volusia County Sheriff Mike Chitwood said the station told him Bernier, 65, died on Saturday night. Apparently, this sheriff is a pal of his. Quote, I'm numb. To me, this is a death in the family. Yeah, you need to say what needs to be said, and that is totally expected. I knew it was going to happen. Unbelievable. The overwhelming majority of hospitalizations and deaths from COVID in the U.S. are among the unvaccinated. There was one guy. Did you hear about this dude in, I think it was Louisiana? Stand by. He was retired military, and he had an unrelated illness. Was complaining of various pains, and then an MRI revealed he had a bit of trouble. I don't know if it was a gallstone or a pancreatic stone or something like that, and it was causing actually a fluid backup in his organs. And they go, wow, okay, we think we've discovered your problem. And this guy's alive and well while they're, and then in the course of one day, he died. And the reason why he died in this very treatable scenario was at this hospital, the doc is, it might have been Texas. It was one of those fucking stupid southern states where everybody's dying. And the doc is taking a look at his ICU bed count, and he goes, we have no place to put you. Hold tight, though. I'm going to make this happen. The doc, again, completely treatable, but it required intensive care. Had no place to put him. He's reaching out to other hospitals, and he's spending significant time. Meanwhile, this guy gets to a point where nurses are like, okay, we're starting to see some failure in his organs. Oh, my God. Holy shit. And this continued to happen. Finally, after hours of searching, he actually was reaching out to his constituent medical expert friends on Facebook and other doctors. Hey, do you have room? Do you have room? Finally, they found a place to bring him in a neighboring state via helicopter, air life, whatever. And it was too late. The guy died. I hate to beat a dead horse, but I'm gonna. This is something else that you jackasses forget about. The overburdening on the healthcare system. Because if I have a loved one that has an unrelated illness and all of you unvaxxed fucks are dying in the ICU and keeping an unrelated illness person from getting the care they need, oh, that is painful. But hey, you got your freedom, so I mean, whatever. You got that. Whatever. In fact, I got a phone number. Who did I? You remember the guy that we? Holy shit! The dude that we had who was making those threats. Bad things are coming. Good people are getting ready to do bad things. Where was that? Okay. Could have swore I had it. Shit. God, I'm pissed off now. I'm so underprepared today. I apologize. Somebody sent me a Facebook. Here it is. Excellent. The guy who made those statements, hey, good people are getting ready to do bad things, was threatening the Ottawa County Board of Commissioners. That is the organization, again, that had nothing to do with the recent mask mandates. Was pointing the mad finger at them, and he went by the name Dave Vander Zwag. We just talked about him the other day. Well, that's not his real name. But my internet sleuth audience came up with his real name, and he is a concrete contractor. And I was dying to get this guy on because I wanted to see if he still is that, well, you know he is, that fucking stubborn about this. And this is probably going to go terribly. But, I always like the thrill of the chase.
Hello, it's Doug.
Doug, Eric Zane from the Eric Zane Show podcast.
What is going on, man?
Okay, Doug, I want to get some clarification on your county commission statement.
Yeah, what's up?
You said, first of all, good people are getting ready to do bad things, and then it seemed like a threat, but you said it's not really a threat.
Come on, man. You feel the general public here. You know what I'm talking about.
Sorry, it just clicked over to Bluetooth. Go back to the other way.
Oh, my Bluetooth is switching over.
Yeah, the Bluetooth is terrible.
There?
Okay, that's even better. Okay, go.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
Go.
Start over.
Yeah, my Bluetooth kind of catches up here.
Yeah, that's all right. There? That's all right. I'd rather have it on speaker. It sounds better.
I don't know. I guess bottom line is they're trampling on everybody's rights. They're not listening to the Constitution. No. They're not doing what they're supposed to do.
Yeah, I know that part.
They're bought and paid for. Ottawa County is on the red.
Yeah, I know that.
The most corruption in the country. I mean, what else do you want to know?
No.
Of course that would piss off the American people.
No, I understand that. But my question to you was, you said bad things are coming. What did you mean by that?
Well, when you don't abide by the Constitution and you start not paying attention to the people, what is going to happen?
That's what I'm asking you. Are you going to gather up the militia and storm the Capitol? I mean, what is?
Dude, I'm a father of 5 and I pour concrete every day
trying
to make a living.
Well,
I feel the general feel of the construction guys, the general public and stuff, and people are furious.
Right.
Now, when you don't abide by the Constitution and the laws set in place, all civilization breaks down.
So you're saying
when all civilization breaks down, you have anarchy.
Okay.
Now, once you say that would be a bad thing coming?
Well, it seemed to me like you were actually leading the charge. When you say bad things are coming, that's what you said. I'm just going by your words.
I'll tell you this much. If I'm leading the charge, all I got is a skid steer and some concrete pouring tools. So if I can slap them in the face with a trowel, that would be lovely.
Okay, so if they decided to rally up the troops, would you join them?
If it was lawful and peacefully, of course, because that's what Americans do. This ain't about violence. I'm not Black Lives Matter or Antifa. We're freedom-loving Americans, and when we rally peacefully.
Okay.
But when we peacefully rally, it's going to be overwhelming in numbers. I can tell you that much.
Okay, so if anybody decided to break a window or do something, you would say, all right, knock it off.
Come on, man. I'm the dude that fixes the windows. Why would I break the windows? Come on, man. I ain't Antifa or Black Lives Matter.
Okay. Now, Doug, I was reading that a lot of these cases for young people, or COVID cases, are on the rise for very, very, very young kids.
Yep. Go ahead with this COVID stuff. Yep, keep going.
So is that not a thing in your world?
Well, it's been proven to be a hoax in a couple other countries, and being a concrete guy, I can't quite remember what countries it is. But this is all designed. The COVID ain't nothing but the common cold or the flu, and they have just switched the name over.
Oh,
and that caused everybody to mask up, which caused bacterial pneumonia. And the bacterial pneumonia caused the numbers to go higher, which caused people to think, oh, we need a vaccine.
Yeah.
And then they're going and taking a vaccine that's not a vaccine. So if you can't tell the truth to the public, I guess, quite honestly, the Eric Zane show really ain't worth being on the air. I mean, is the way I see it.
Well, Doug, I mean, you said yourself, you're just a concrete guy. How did you get all of this amazing information under your belt?
Because I'm actually out in the public talking to people, doing work during the day, not stuck in an office reading the internet. How's that sound?
Okay, so you're telling me that when you're out there pouring concrete, you're getting a direct feed to all of this great tech information.
Well, when I'm pouring concrete, so I'm pretty busy at that point. But when I'm out talking to people, meeting customers, you get a general feel of what's going on.
Oh, okay.
Like I said, when they don't abide by the Constitution, don't abide by the law, and they try promoting these lies of COVID and all this other stuff, and you guys encourage it, I would say you're a part of the guilty party, don't you think?
Absolutely. Well, I mean, I just want to make sure. I mean, I know I had options of either, talking to a physician, or I could go talk to the guy whose lawn that I mow, like you, and then get all my information. So are you saying are you saying that the way to actually get the information about the public and general health is to, bump into people on the street?
For sure.
Oh, okay.
If you want to learn about rocketry or something like that, you don't go to your local dentist. You go talk to the guy who builds rocket engines.
Exactly. If I want to go learn about COVID research and medicine, I'm going to go talk to a bricklayer.
Well, okay, so for that instance, I run into doctors. I run into different people of that sort. And when I hear that COVID was starting to show up in the area in October of 2019, I question what's going on.
Yeah, of course you did.
And then when you keep on digging and you find the research, because everything has been censored by the American media, right down the line, government, then you start finding the truth. And the horrifying truth is that this is all a hoax. And I would appreciate, what are you guys, GRD?
No, I have been off of the radio for years. I do a podcast now.
Okay, good. So that's awesome. So, you know how it is. Why did you leave GRD? Could you not tell the truth over there? Or what happened there?
No, they just hated me. I just got fired, Doug.
No, that's fine. So I guess the bottom story is here. Where do you get your information from? Is that the question you're asking?
No, you talked about your digging. Can you tell me the extent of digging you do to get all this top-notch medical information?
Well, a lot of it comes from common sense and putting the two and two together. When there's no flu numbers, there's no cold numbers coming in.
Right.
And you start seeing the other numbers kind of lining up with that roughly. I mean, just common sense says that, okay, there's something fishy going on.
Okay, so common sense meaning like you have a feeling and then, it can't be true, even though there are tons of people that have died, right?
Well, there's a lot of people that die every year. What do they die from? Now, when you start seeing that doctors can get more money if it's proven, or if they can write down COVID,
Right.
Well, son of a gun. Well, that's an easy way to make some more money, right?
Yeah, I've heard that one too. So let me ask you this, Doug. You no doubt go to the doctor to get a physical and a checkup, correct?
No, I haven't been to the doctor in quite a few years because the whole
right.
The whole medical system.
Well, I know, I got that, but
a brainwashed system of people just reading out of books. So,
well, then, what about the kids?
When to go to the doctor.
What about the kids?
Yeah, the kids routinely go to the doctor.
Oh, they do.
Sure.
Why? Why in the world would the kids go to the doctor?
Why would the kids go to the doctor?
Yeah, I don't understand why.
In order to meet their insurance requirements, you kind of got to show up every once in a while.
Yeah,
they want to know how the kids are doing.
I mean, yeah, but if the doc gives you some advice about the kid, maybe the kid has cancer or something, you're not going to trust the doctor.
Well, if the kid has got cancer, where does this cancer come from? And then I would think to myself, Rockefeller decided or found out that he could make medicines from oil in the late 1800s, early 1900s. But then those medicines, they did do some good, but then they were found to be cancer causing. Yeah. So he founded the American Cancer Institute.
Enough with the history lesson. I don't care about the history lesson.
Why is enough of the history
lesson? Well, because I'm trying to. I think what
you start dealing with all these doctors and their book opinions and not them using their common sense.
Right.
That's when the medical system starts to fall apart. And when they start. And when they don't listen to the code of ethics that the medical people take when they take their oath and they refuse to see people because of a hoax, come on. Everybody knows the game's up. People out there that have been
now you're
brainwashed by the government, and it's hard. And part of me was
it's almost as hard as this conversation.
I knew from the beginning this COVID was a lie.
Okay.
It's just a matter of the information. They like to switch words.
Yeah.
With the vaccine and stuff.
All right, hold on.
But not approved. It's not even a vaccine.
Take a breath.
It's not even a vaccine.
All right, now listen to me, because it's very difficult getting a word in with you, and I'm trying to focus on one thing, and then you keep kind of.
No, and I apologize for that. I'm driving down the highway.
I know
right
it.
now,
well, fucking. Take a breath, Jesus.
This a little bit long to talking on.
This is what I'm telling you. This is what it seems to me. You won't go to a doctor. You say that you don't trust doctors, and then, why do you even bother taking your kids to the doctor? Are you telling me that if you didn't have to, for insurance purposes, your kids would not even go to a physician?
No, see, you're putting words in my mouth.
Well, I'm
too busy providing for my family, pouring concrete every day.
It's not the case.
Time to go to the doctor.
Okay,
There's
whatever.
A lot of guys out there like me.
Okay,
so don't put words in my mouth just because I'm your fancy podcast and stuff. that ain't what we're gonna do here.
No.
5. I provide for my family.
I know you pour concrete.
What I'm supposed to do, and I have a couple personal opinions. Now, if that others.
Well, hold on a minute.
To go in the corner and
shit.
Cry for a little while. I got to get back to work here.
I'm not done with you.
There's people that expect stuff out of me every day.
I am not done with you.
Get back to work here. Okay?
This is
God
a
bless America, all you freedom-loving men out there. Stand strong.
You asshole. Go fuck yourself, Doug. What the fuck? All right. I think outside of the nonstop fucking wouldn't shut up. So that was next to impossible. But I'm kind of glad it happened, because every time I'm trying to logic through it, it goes the way. That's what you get. That's the type of guy who's waving that flag. Holy shit. Well, anyway, did you guys know that Doug pours concrete for a living? So the extent of his knowledge is, did he say talking with folks and common sense? Okay. Got it. Stevie says asshole of the day. The Duchess says lunatic. Adam says, this made my day. Thank you, Eric. Michael says, if he gets COVID and dies, I'm supposed to have sympathy for him. No. We don't care. We actually hope he gets COVID. What an asshole. My God. I want to call him back and tell him to fuck off again. What a fucking lunatic. Jesus. Stevie says, take a shot every time he says concrete. All right. Didn't let me down. Son of a bitch. Join me on Patreon a little bit later on. Patreon.com/Eric Zane. Just had a person sign up for a full year, $5 or $10 a month. $10 is if you like watching the show. The Patreon bonus podcast, the Ben and Eric Patreon podcast live streams. So that is audio, video, live streams. $5 a month is for the majority of people. They just love having something else to listen to. If you like listening to podcasts, and specifically my podcast, and then when my podcast ends, you're like, my God, I still have 4 more hours in the day to listen to shit. What do? Finding a good podcast is tough. Consider my Patreon. $5 or $10 a month. Patreon.com/Eric Zane. God bless TC Paintball. What a freaking time we had yesterday. If you want to schedule your own party, tcpaintballgr.com. Book a party at TC Paintball. Little League on Wednesdays. I can't stress enough. The kids looking for something to do fun after school. Reach out to my friends at TC Paintball, tcpaintballgr.com. Bennett Flooring Installation just signed up for more advertising. You'll be hearing more from them. If you are in need, call them 616-318-0167. That's 616-318-0167. Call or text. And I love how this business works. It is the Bennett cousins together doing this. And, it's great because you're going to save a lot of money, and it's going to be the most professional job that there is. And when I say save a lot of money, it's because you've done a lot of the work. You've ripped up the old stuff. You've already purchased your flooring. You call the Bennett boys. They will measure the room and then determine how much it's going to cost. And you will pay a lot less for this flooring install than any of the other guys. I can promise you that. Have it done professionally. Bennett Flooring Installation. BennettFlooringInstallation.com or 616-318-0167. Full House Comedy. It was an amazing week of shows with John Heffron and John Reep. Now we look to a week where we have Mitch Fatel in town and Eddie Griffin in town. Mitch Fatel from September 1st to September 4th. September 1st, Howard City Lanes. You've got a 7:30 and a 9:30 show. I love shows at Howard City Lanes, and the food is awesome. My God. On September 2nd, Full House Comedy, Spectrum Lanes for 2 shows again, 7:30 and 9:30. And then September 3rd, Rockford Lanes. September 4th, that would be Back Alley Comedy Club in Muskegon. Eddie Griffin, September 3rd, Park Theater. September 4th, Park Theater as well. Get tickets, fullhousecomedy.com. Please help Big Dick Donnie by pumping some life into his soul by going to see a comedy show. Skip going to Dr. Grins and go see comedy at any one of the Full House Comedy venues. I love Dr. Grins, but they're the big swinging dick, and Big Dick Donnie wants to prove that his dick is bigger than theirs. Fullhousecomedy.com. All right. I think we need to Still digesting and processing that fucking idiot that we just talked to. Jason Schaefer writes, he got too amped up too quickly and wasn't ready for a debate. And then, of course, Jason wrecks it with the comment, but I understand where he's coming from. Yeah, he's coming from a world of fucking crazy. Jeez. Zane never thought someone would think of him as, what is that word? How do I say that? Bourgeoisie? Bougie? How do you say that? Your high society RSVP is in the mail, bud. All right. God, that guy annoyed the fucking shit out of me. Fancy schmancy podcast. Patriot Nick says, you wish ill or potentially death on someone because they disagree with you. It's so much more than that. That's going to change hearts and minds? No. It has nothing to do with that. Well, first of all, anybody's mind is made. They're as brainwashed as, first of all, you and him. The attempt is not to change anyone's mind. It's simply to point out that this is your coming fate. That's the idea. If you think for a second that I'm in this business to go and change your mind, I don't give a fuck. I just want you to listen to the show. Aram says, I don't have a strong opinion either way. What? He held his own, though. No, he didn't. He just sat there and talked over me and blathered. That's not a conversation. That's not holding your own. And the brainwashed argument could be said about the other side, too. No, it can't, because it's actually steeped in facts. That's different. Brainwashed is what that guy is, along with flat earthers. My God. Adam says, warning someone of their upcoming fate is absolutely an attempt at changing their mind. Well, if it changes their mind, great. But I'm telling you right now, I don't go into anything with the attempt to change your mind. It's simply to point out how stupid you are. All right. Enough of that. I want to get into the story of a name that you might recognize from some time ago. It is Nandi Bushell. In the past year, I've featured a couple videos, and I will link them up again, of this kid. I think she's from England, from the UK, somewhere. And she was the 11-year-old kid who, in a viral video, said, I challenge you, Dave Grohl, to a drum off. And she's sitting at her kit and then just kills it. I mean, like really, really good. And you're thinking, oh, my God. Well, Dave Grohl, everybody who knows him sees this video and says, Dave, check this out. She's calling you out. And then he doesn't pay attention to it. And then he indicated that, hey, my friends were like, no, seriously, dude, you need to do something here. So then he shoots a video of himself. He goes, all right, Nandi, I'm not going to take this from you. And then he does a big drum solo and then fires it off to the internet. Well, then she responds back and kicks his ass again. I'm like, oh, my God. So I was all about this. And one of the things that drives me nuts is when people poo-poo when something really fantastic happens. Says, oh, yeah, I'm sick of this little kid. She's a precocious asshole. And I never got that at all from Nandi Bushell. I was too, first of all, engaged in the out-of-this-world talent that she has on display. Whenever I see a young person be the rare person who is so overwhelmingly good at something that would appear to normally take a person like, years and years and years of extensive training to be really good at, I'm always really impressed with those things. Whenever I see guitar prodigies, or typically it's something in music, or singing or something like that. I'm always like, wow, how is that where this 11-year-old kid is destroying Dave Grohl? Okay. So it was cool. And I was a little bit taken back because people are like, oh yeah, she's a precocious asshole. And I'm like, I'm not getting that at all from her. And then he ended up writing a song about her. And you see the reaction video to her. At the end of the day, this is still an 11-year-old little girl who, whatever. And so I thought it was cool. I bought into the story. And then I guess they became pals. And then just the other day, this happened. And I don't want to play the music or play the audio for you, but I'm going to link it up. But the Foo Fighters performed in Inglewood, California, to a packed house at the Forum, and they finished the performance. The encore performance was the song "Everlong," the 1997 song by the Foo Fighters, and Grohl does a better job than me explaining that story that I just told you. And he goes, all right. And then you see the crew wheel out a drum kit right up in the stage in front of, is it Taylor Hawkins? Is that the guy's name who's a normal drummer for the Foo Fighters? I think it is. He's not playing drums in this song. Nandi is. And he brings out Nandi Bushell. And she walks out and she's intimidated by 20,000 people. Grohl has to grab her by her little hand and walk her up to the front, and she's standing there and she looks a little bit uneasy. And then she puts her hands up like this, and they go crazy, and she looks really uncomfortable. I thought she was going to get the yips, So, the plan is no doubt they've rehearsed, but as she's walking toward the kit, if you pay attention, about 2 steps from the kit, that's when she seems like you can almost sense the nerves just kind of leave, because as soon as she sits behind the kit, she's got to start the song. 1, 2, 3, boom, and then the band starts. And wow, it blew me away. I'm not gonna lie to you. It was that good. She didn't. I mean, can you imagine this 11-year-old kid being plopped in front of 20,000 people and flawlessly performing that song? It was so fucking great. Holy shit. And then she comes out after that, and that's the encore. Everybody's gonna take a bow. She gets up from the drum kit, and they start the whole 20,000 people going, Nandi, Nandi, Nandi. And she's like looking around. She doesn't know what to do. 11-year-old kid. It was fantastic. You must see this. You must see this. I will link up everything you need to see in the show notes of this and on the website. Absolutely spectacular. Was, in my opinion, the best story from the weekend. Next to this, I hope this does not become an internet challenge, which, by the way, I've been seeing some even better, even more amazing milk crate challenges. I cannot get enough of milk crate challenge videos. Why are only black people doing this? Why? And the reactions when you see somebody like break their fucking back. Oh, so ridiculous. I saw one dumb fuck. He had a box of blue chalk. He was the dad to be, and he was walking up, and of course he falls down. It's a gender reveal. The blue chalk goes flying. It's a boy. It's a boy. Somebody said that one was fake, but I don't believe that. I can't get enough of those things. I am disappointed, but impressed when someone makes it. What? Oh, God, who is the brilliant soul who came up with that? You know what you should do? You should right away verbal trademark. Contact the company that makes those crates. Because the only way to get those crates is by stealing them from a company that delivers milk, right? Is slap a label on them, buy them in bulk, and then just sell them and make the profit. I don't know how much they are in bulk, but if you were to buy a ton of these milk crates and then sell them as a game, of course, it'd be a lot of, I don't know. It'd be occupying a lot of space in your warehouse, and you have to mail 30 crates. How does it go? Does it go level 1, and then on level 2, there's 2 crates. Then level 3, there's 3 crates, 4, 5, and then it goes up to 6. So it's 6, 11, 15, 18, 21, plus 5 is 26, plus 4 is 30, 33, 35, 36 crates. That's a lot of crates. Let's go steal them, I guess. I love that so much. Milk crate challenge, new favorite. The condom challenge. Boy. Now, if this one catches on, it was so bad with like Gorilla Glue Lady, but man, the Times of India reporting that 25-year-old Salman Misra checked into a hotel in the community of Juhapura back in June. You know, we get stories from the Times of India on a delayed basis. They were looking for 2 things: do some drugs and have some sex. So Salman, fiance, hotel, have a drug issue, wanted to have some sex. But Salman's fiance did not want to get pregnant, nor did Salman want to be a father. So what do? You put on a condom, and he didn't have one. Quote from the police: since they did not have a condom, but did have something else, they decided to apply the adhesive on his private parts to ensure that she does not get pregnant. Now, I'm not exactly sure if they slathered on the entire shaft like a bit of shellac protectant on the penis, or if they took the tube and jammed it in his dick tip and filled his dick full of this in order to block the jizz. But that's what he did. They were carrying the adhesive as they occasionally used it with whitener to inhale the mixture in hopes to get high. A day later, Salman Misra was found in the bushes outside of where they were. He was taken to the hospital, and he was in bad shape. What happens when you I guess put this on your body like that? And I mean, I'm guessing if it was, it's one thing if it's on the skin, all that material that's in the glue is going to absorb into your dick and then get into your bloodstream. And even made worse if you do it through your dick tip. I mean, my God. Well, that was causing real problems. And the docs are like, well, this is getting bad, and his organs are failing. He, in fact, died. Salman Misra died from putting glue epoxy on his dick. It caused multiple organ failure. Wow. So that's that. Try to use that as a way, as a method of birth control. Holy shit. Man, that is something you want to avoid. The condom challenge, as it's being described online as a viral story. Hey, I want to thank Joe Martinez from not Blue Frost, A&E Heating and Cooling. You can tell I'm running out of gas. A&E Heating and Cooling, 616-516-8579. I know it's hot now, but it won't be long till we're thinking about getting the furnaces fired up, and you need a check before you do that. Always remember, it's about time to get ready to start scheduling. 616-516-8579. If you are in their system, it'll be scheduled for you. Hey, Joe's coming this day. A&E Heating and Cooling. If you need anything at all, heating and cooling, reach out to them. Blue Frost IT, the managed IT service provider for the show. Blue Frost IT online at bluefrostit.com, 616-200-8550. If your business needs anything tech-related, especially a small or medium-sized business, whether it's project work, retrofitting your office, moving your tech, getting new tech, maybe it's managed IT service provider work, meaning that they're in charge of your tech. If anything goes down, they will service it rather quickly for you. That requires a monthly fee. I utilize them for that, and you should too. 616-200-8550. The Mario Flores Lakeshore team of Van Dyke Mortgage. 231-332-6505. 231-332-6505. Anywhere in the U.S., reach out to the Mario Flores Lakeshore team of Van Dyke Mortgage. All right? Could be anywhere at all in the U.S. with the exception of Maine, Alaska, Hawaii, and South Carolina. Thank you so much to Mario, the Mario Flores Lakeshore team of Van Dyke Mortgage. NMLS number 3035. Don't forget about running against Mike Ball. Got a little bit of a training update for you. Supposed to get a long run in this week. The word supposed to indicates that I probably didn't. A 12-mile run was supposed to happen. I got about a third of that. I am starting to think that I'm going to get murdered in this race. Yes, I'll be able to finish. Will I win? No. I want you to go to atcp.org/Eric Zane, atcp.org/Eric Zane, and put your bet in for $25. I'm giving away $600 in prizes to the person who bets correctly. A, who's going to win. B, by how much time. It's that simple. Go there, drop $25. AT Children's Project gets that money for research to help a deadly disease, a child-killing disease. So that's great. That's why we're doing this. And then you could win some serious cash. Aram says, can I change my bet? I put it in back when you were trying. Yes, you can, but it will cost you $25. I'm still trying. It's just some things got in the way. It isn't like I said, I'm just not going to do it. The day got long. What can I say? Actually, I've got a full week of training that I'm going to try to do correctly this week. I'll let you know. Don't worry. It's not over yet. atcp.org/Eric Zane. The Duchess says, referring to the story about the guy who just died, that's a bloodline that needed to be ended anyway. So true. Okay, let me run this one by you. Tell me what you think about this. You're getting married. Hang on, I need water. It's a destination wedding. I think that would be fun. You know, if you got enough time to plan, you love the people enough. Somebody wants to get married in the Bahamas. What the hell? You figure it out. You go if you can. If you can't make it, you let them know, right? This couple spent a ton of money on their destination wedding. And they spent a lot of money on the food, of course. And one of the things they did was they said, please let us know if you are coming. You must RSVP. So the people do. And then, but it turns into kind of a problem. As these two that got married, Doug and Deidre Simmons, well, I'm pretty sure paid for this wedding themselves. They're in their mid-40s. If you RSVP that you're coming, they make plans for you to be there, and they basically pay for your food. Well, what are you going to do if you do all this, and then a couple says that they are coming, and then they do not show up at the wedding. Basically, you're eating that $240. All right. Would you send the bill to the people? Because Doug and Deidre did just that. They said, RSVP, these two schmoes say, yep, we're going. And so they had a spot for them at the table at the Royalton Negril Resort and Spa in Jamaica. And then they did not show up. In an August 23rd Facebook post shared by 6,000 people, Doug wrote, don't be offended when I send this invoice to you. It's going to look like this. I'll be sending it via email and certified mail just in case you ain't get the email. You ain't get the email. Hashtag petty post. Well, it's a little weird that it wound up on Facebook. I mean, why would you post it to your account? Doug Simmons told the New York Post that he repeatedly asked guests if they could make the destination wedding. Even after assuring him they'd be there, some guests still didn't show, according to Simmons, without so much as a call or a text. Yes, that's rude. I took that personally, Simmons told the Post. While the Simmons have seemingly taken all the attention in stride, well, yeah, it seems like they wanted it if they posted it on Facebook. I mean, if you get married and then that happens, and then, I mean, it's one thing to send the bill out, but it's another thing if you're going to post to the world that you've done this. Hey, look at what I did. What do you think about this? I don't know. They admit it's not about the money. They said it's about feeling hurt and disrespected by the no-shows. Well, I don't know. If he hadn't posted it on Facebook, maybe. Excuse me. Whether they will follow through on the request is another story. The couple said they're accepting payments via PayPal. I would not have had a problem with this if they just sent it along and nobody was the wiser. But to make it known like that, I hope nobody pays him a fucking dime. I'd say, yeah, you know what? You sending this to me while you're grandstanding and making a big deal about it for the world on Facebook. Why don't you go fuck yourself? And you run into the issue where if you just sent it and personally one-on-one said, look, we paid for this for you to be there. Do you think maybe we could get that money back? And then hope for the best. I think that's a way to get it. There's no way in hell I would pay that just based on how much of an asshole this guy's been at with regarding this. So I don't know. I think that's kind of stupid. If you committed to a 10, it's so rude to bail out, but ... I don't know about that. I'd say get married in a country where polygamy is legal. Wait a minute. But no man could handle that much nagging. That's strange. Thank you, N. All right, I was gonna at this time call that hillbilly idiot, but I stumbled into it early, so I can't do it now. All right, we're gonna do the asshole of the day next. I think I know who it is. Where the hell is my Sharpie? This is not good. You could establish a whole video of me looking for the Sharpie. There it is. God, it's always behind something. Damn it. Horizon Hydroponics wants you to reach out to them if you want to grow anything indoors, outdoors, flowers, vegetables, cannabis, you name it. HorizonHydroponics.com. Order in the U.S. $250 and over. They ship it free. Use the coupon code ZaneShow at checkout, and you will save 10%. You can also order online and pick it up at one of their brick-and-mortar stores. Thank you, Horizon Hydroponics. I saw Kyle from Dumpster Divers at paintball yesterday. He had a ball. If you need a dumpster and you are in West Michigan, 616-375-9962. Call or text. The dumpsters have as much space as those big, long, ugly, short-walled dumpsters you see in people's driveways. And that's because they're more compact, but the walls are higher walls. I was just talking to Kyle. He said he had somebody on Facebook or on Google gave him a bad review because they said the dumpster was too small than what they promised him. He goes, no, that's all our dumpsters are that size. Well, yeah, it was too small. No, it wasn't. If you measure height, width, depth, you're going to get a number. It's the same number as you'd get on the super long dumpsters because they are shorter wall, but the volume is still the same. You dumb bitch. Call or text Dumpster Diver 616-375-9962. And then bring it up the rear. Irvine's Auto Repair, Grand Rapids Hybrid and EV 616-532-6600. Get your car repaired at Irvine's. The best in the business. If you're in West Michigan, reach out to them, and they will get you in order and take care of your domestic, Asian, or European vehicle. Adam says, asshole of the day, Jocko, for being cooler and tougher than I will ever be. I love Jocko. Kenny says, you got to know your stuff before posting a bad Google review. Trust me, well done. Adam says, Kyle effing bailed on me yesterday. He reached out to me about that, Adam. You two were going to have a little powwow about something. And he said that he felt bad that he had to bail, but he had to go. All right. The asshole of the day for that horrible, very difficult discussion with that fucking Doug Vandergraff. Boy, can you imagine being Mrs. Vandergraff? Trying to fucking get a word in? Jesus, what a pain in the ass. Patriot Nick says, asshole of the day is the holier-than-thou vaxxers, wishing death or illness on those who disagree with you. You're such a stupid asshole. It has nothing to do with holier-than-thou. I'm just telling you this. If I'm a doctor, and you come into my hospital and you're sick, you're being turned away if you do not have a vaccine. Because I'll be damned if my hospital is going to be filled up with you stubborn butt fucks and occupy spaces that could be for a person who actually needs it, who has done all they can to keep them. What's going to happen if the cancer patient needs ICU care and dumb fuck Nick is in the ICU because he's too stupid to get a fucking vaccine?
Hi.
Whoa.
I'm Sarah.
Sorry. Fuck that. True, shouldn't wish death upon anyone. Okay, guys. Yeah, right. Because that's the big problem. Shut up. All right. Sarah's got it down. Have a good day, everybody. Even you stubborn jackasses. Till next time. It's the Eric Zane Show podcast. Talk to you on the Patreon a little bit later on. Bye-bye.